Well, we're happy to have won game one. That's what we woke up this morning and wanted to do, is win the first game. And that's what we were able to do. So I don't care how we did it, how long it took. We got it done, and it's the most important thing.
We got questions for the players first, so we can get them out here, and then we'll do coach at the end.
Aaron,
Jonathan.
Aaron, can you take us through that at bat in the ninth inning? Your mindset going into that bat and then the hit?
I was really just trying to look for a pitch to hit. Coach Weirs came up to me the half inning before when we were out in the field, and he said just like, don't try to be the hero, which is what we always talk about, is just going up there and being calm and like collected is like, and that was the biggest thing of like, I don't need to like try to do too much and just try to get a runner on base. And I'd had 3 walks prior, and I was starting to see the ball really well, and I was really just hoping for like that one pitch like that I could get, and that was pretty much it. Just put a good swing on it and ended up going.
Great.
All right, can you walk us through the challenge there with your last at bat? And you get a 3-0 count, and then all of a sudden they blow the horn for 3 hours. What do you do during that time frame, and kind of what's your mindset?
Coach told us when you sit for 3 hours, you have a lot to think about. So a lot goes through your mind. Like, well, if you throw this ball 4, like that's good. So you're like, well, what happens if you throw a strike? And what happens if there's 2 strikes? And then you're playing with yourself. So I just told myself, just try to be the best you can in the later innings, and end up getting a walk.
What was going through your mind when you were on base and you saw Soretti did what he did to end the game?
I didn't really know whether to run to third. I initially started to run to third, but I didn't want to get tagged out at third and make the play to end the game, or to end that inning. Honestly, a lot was going through my head, and I had no idea what to do. Me and Brandon Martirano were looking back at each other, like pointing at each other, like which way to go. So yeah, I was kind of clueless.
Anything else for the players?
Aaron, that last at bat, they're kind of pushing you carefully, like you said, those first previous three trips. Were you just cutting the fastball in the count? Was that kind of your there?
We had seen this reliever earlier in the year, and I mean, we got to give credit to obviously Coach Weirs and Coach Forbes. Like, I mean, they do so much research, and we had known that he struggled with his slider, throwing it for strikes. So going up there, I mean, we were pretty much just like eliminate, at least for hitting approach, just like eliminate the slider, especially early. Like, you don't really need to acknowledge it until later in the count. And so like I was just going up there hoping that, looking pretty much just sitting dead red fastball, and if it was there and I got my pitch, just put a good swing on it.
Great.
All right, 5 postseason games now. 3 times you guys have won in the final frame. What does it say about this team's mentality and approach in the postseason?
I mean, this is huge for the postseason. Just trying. I mean, we never give up. I think we learned that in the Miami game. We were down 5-0, and ever since then, it's like it never feels like we're down, or it never felt like we were going to lose that game. Like the whole time, even when we were down in like the 9th, like it just felt like we were going to win. And I think once that spreads throughout the team, I think that's going to be big for us.
Aaron, your time at North Carolina has been shorter compared to some of the other guys on the team, but just, a couple hours later, where does that home run rank on sort of your all-time moments at UNC?
It's pretty high. I mean, like Ike said, like just feeling like we're never really out of it, and that's just, it helps me so much going into like the last inning we're down a run, and knowing that I don't need to be the hero, and knowing like we know like we're not going to lose this game or any game, like when we have the camaraderie and like the pride and everything together. And so I think for me, like that ranks really high, and being able to share like with these group of kids who are unbelievable, and my teammates who are like going to be my lifelong friends, and it's definitely really high up there for this year.
Jonathan, we'll do one more. Jonathan?
All right, I'm just wondering, what do you think about what Dallas is doing? Got y'all started with what Dallas is doing?
Oh, it's unbelievable. It doesn't surprise me at all, though. Very high character kid. He's always itching to get out of the dugout when he's not playing. He always wants the ball hit to him, or he always wants to be up in a big situation, and he definitely came up big today, and in the postseason so far. So.
Anything else for the players? Thank you, guys. You guys are good. Bob, your phone. Oh, okay. Coach Fox?
So UNCW had a really big fifth inning, and they, come back and tie it. And just how important is it to have someone like Hanson Butler that you can put out there and go and sort of get the out and calm things down?
Yeah, well, Hanson's been a great story for us, obviously, the last 3 or 4 weeks of the season, just from where he started to where he is, and just to give us another arm that we can bring in there. It certainly helps our club. It helps our other relievers. And our team has a lot of confidence in Hanson. I thought the out that he got there, second and third, I guess that was Weiss that hit the ball to third, was huge. So he got some big outs for us. And it's important. You got to have, this time of the year, you got to have, some people step up like Hanson and like Dallas Testers and some players that, start shining bright for you at the end of the year.
Greg?
Mike, can you walk us through your thought process there in the final at bat with the bases loaded?
Yeah, we were gonna suicide there. The inning played out like we thought it might, albeit not getting the bunt down, but then we got a huge break with the wild pitch. And then we knew they would walk Brandon. And I didn't know Mark would bring the 5 infielders. I think it was a smart move. So Walkie's a strike throw. He's walked 5 guys, I think, all year long. So we know he's going to be around the plate. So we talked about giving Dylan, one swing, like just hunt a first pitch fastball right out of the gate, try to get the ball in the air. And there was just some miscommunication there at the end. We got a huge break. We'd still be out there playing. So we were fortunate. But we put ourselves in that situation with Dallas and Aaron. That kid's unbelievable. To tie the game like that, how big that was. So we feel fortunate to win, but we also feel like we put ourselves in that position where other teams have to make a play on you.
Do you remember a situation where you kind of botched the play and then it came out so good for you?
I'm sure there have been some.
Probably this magnitude.
Probably not on this big. Yeah, probably not on this kind of stage. But it just goes to show you. I mean, it's hard to get that last out. It's hard to. These kids are trying as hard as they can. I mean, it looked like at one point, neither team kind of wanted to win, and then both teams were trying to win too hard. I mean, I think both teams kind of gave each other a couple runs here or there with some wild pitches, and then I thought Austin Love was sensational. I mean, he gets a strikeout, but that was a really difficult pitch for B-Mart to block, and then the next guy hits a ground ball. The game could have been over, so we just hang in there. Sometimes again you just get lucky. You just make teams make plays, and sometimes they make them, sometimes they don't. But we'll take it.
Potential opportunity, face Liberty, depending on the game. Bears out. Coach Jackson being a good friend of yours, but on the coaching staff. What's that like playing against a Friday at a regional tournament? Lots of the line.
It won't be fun. It's not fun. But I think after the first pitch is thrown, you really just don't look in the other. You just don't look in the other dugout. I mean, there's too much on the line. We're both competitors, and I love Scott and Bryant, to death. We communicated with each other, and I'm like, well, we prefer not to have it like this, but I did tell them at least at the end of this thing, I've got a 50-50 chance of being happy, because if we don't win it, maybe they will, and I mean that sincerely. But trust me when I tell you, those two guys, they're the biggest competitors ever. So they're going to try to beat my rear end, and I'm going to try to be theirs. You can bet on that.
I know Mark Scaff leaving at the end of his season. You've known him a long time, coached against him, played against him. What do you feel like he's meant for college baseball, and just knowing him, what he'll leave behind?
Yeah, Mark's a gem. Mark's just a gem. He's salt of the earth. his family's, his uncle, Don, was at North Carolina Wesleyan when I started there way back when, and was a mentor to me. I learned so much on how to coach and how to treat people and just how to really just, I cut my teeth at North Carolina Wesleyan. I had Don Scalp there, Mark's uncle. So our families, as I've said before, have kind of been intertwined for a long time. And Mark was here as a grad assistant, followed me here. So our careers have, somewhat sort of paralleled. So we were out there talking, during the delay of, retirement, what he's going to do, and where he and his wife, were going to travel to. It was kind of a weird conversation because we get ready to start the game back. But I'm like, what are you going to do? And I'm going to go to spring training. I'm going to go BP. I'm going to follow my players around. So it was just kind of one of those friend conversations in the middle of the game. It's kind of cool. It's cool for me. Hope it was for him.
Greg?
Mike, are you still in a TBD situation for tomorrow, pitching wise?
Yeah, all our TBDs pitched tonight, and we would have put Austin Bergner out there in the 10th. Too long of a delay for Austin, so we'll have to regroup in here and figure that out.
I think we have.
Coach, if you'll indulge me on the much lighter side, what about my guy getting out there and roll up the tarp tonight?
That was pretty impressive. That was pretty impressive. Yeah. I wish I'd seen that live, but I did see it on. Yeah, we will take all the help we can get. The first time I saw people out there rolling up that tarp, and I'm sure maybe you've done it for the first time. It's the first time I haven't been out there doing it. That's the joy of hosting a regional. There's people out here, so you don't have to do it.
A few more, Coach.
Coach, you guys have won a couple close games, just in not as quite as exciting fashion, but in similar bottom of the ninth style. What does it say about this team that you guys can sort of consistently get wins out of these really close, tight games?
I hope it means right now we got the golden horseshoe somewhere. But some of it is that. I mean, some of it is just luck at times. Just good fortune. Maybe putting yourself in that position. We've lost our share of those early in the year, in the ninth inning, way back when. So maybe there's some karma involved, and they all kind of even out throughout the year. So I'm not sure if that is the case. I'm not sure where it stands. I'm not going to start counting. Maybe we're out of ninth inning wins, but we've got a bunch of battlers and competitors in that locker room, and they compete till the very end, and that's all you can ask.
Anything else for Coach?